Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Well, our lovely new president that the press can't stop fawning over and drooling over and saying such lovely things and asking such important questions about, it turns out he is the job destroyer in chief, and not in a small manner. The Keystone XL pipeline has been halted as Biden revokes the permit on day one. He killed all of those jobs for thousands of employees. This is our new president, the destroyer of jobs. Not the guy who's going to revive the economy, like that pesky last guy who actually had the lowest unemployment rates for almost every demographic in only 2.5 years. Yeah, definitely not like that guy. No, he destroyed all these jobs for the XL pipeline. To the shock of everyone, they're like, whoa, that wasn't mentioned anywhere in your running for presidente. But that's not all. The Department of Defense is to halt the border wall construction following an executive order also. So all those jobs to finish the last 300 miles of the wall, to which it's already paid for. The steel is already there. The steel is still on the way. Everything is in motion, and all those truckers are now out of a job. All of the construction workers are now out of a job. This guy is just taking a battering ram to the economy to make sure it gets worse. That's not all. Biden's pause on oil is cause for big concern in New Mexico. Yes, it turns out that he's put another pause. Let's see, take a look here. President Joe Biden's 60-day moratorium on new oil and natural gas leases and drilling permits is promoting widespread concern in New Mexico, oh yeah, and other places, where spending on education and other public programs hinges on the industry's success. Well, considering the education is being spent on indoctrinating and convincing people to vote this direction, not really a bad thing if that stops getting the cha-ching. So anyways, this goes on to say how these people stand, like a huge chunk of New Mexico is about to lose their jobs, whereas in Texas, they're still able to do it. So they're just like, okay, forget it. We'll just hop over there from the company's point of view. But will they take the same employees or will they hire Texas ones? Who knows? The point is, I don't know of any other time in history, and if you do, please put it in the comments, when a president has come in saying he's going to fix the economy, and then even take that part out of the next statement, that a president has come in and just, on day one, just slaughtered jobs left and right of American citizens. Now you could say, well, no, that wouldn't even work either. I was going to say, you could talk about the presidents that fire all the political appointees, but that's typically not even on day one. This was done on day one. Whew. Where do you go from here when you start your job in the first few hours slaughtering jobs throughout the country? Now, we are faced with a new situation on this channel. That being, we do not have Trump at the top, and as we all know, Trump is the only person who actually fought for the American people to do what he said. He does hold the record for the most promises kept from any president. Again, just like the vaccine being done in record time, so too is his record with keeping promises. No president comes close. Now, we've got a president in power now, heavily in power with the word power, except, Orange Man Bad was the moniker given to the last guy. I think it would be fair and representational to call the current one Hollow Man Bad. And since the people on the left love to have expressions that go nowhere, so that you can tag onto that what you mean, as in the example of hope and change. Okay, hope for what? Change to what? Progressive, progress where? All those things that are nebulous that you can't actually touch. There's nothing tangible. So I submit to them, your leader, our leader, he won, so we're told, is Hollow Man. Hollow Man Bad. And Hollow Man got an axe. Remember that movie, the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer? We just need to update that artwork and switch it to having Biden with an axe and just chopping all the jobs he can find in his way. Anyways, the new situation for this channel is it's incumbent on us that we come up with some type of solution in order to say, well, what do we do to fix all this? As you know, I am an unaffiliated member of the Fandom Menace, and one of the main focuses of the Fandom Menace from its inception was not to be a complaint fest, but instead to back that up with, and here's what we really want. And as you know, on the Fandom Menace side, it's okay, we want stories that make sense, not that are agenda checkoff boxes that kind of go nowhere with the story. Well, we need to do the same thing over here, since we don't have any Republican leaders that are Republican leaders at this point in time. So, taking the steps of the Fandom Menace and applying it here. Let's see if we can do it. It's my first time doing it, so let's cross our fingers that I can get somewhere with it. All right, so this guy's out there slaughtering jobs left and right. What can we do? Well, we do know that when Trump first got elected and he started doing his executive orders, the Democrats and the leftists immediately met those executive orders with challenges in court. And as you might recall, many of them stayed in court for months, and you might also recall Trump won almost every single one of them. Because unlike the guy we have now, Trump actually did follow the law, which is why the impeachment failed. And it better fail again, because he didn't break the law the second time either. So, we should, as a side, as a group of people that would like to see our agenda moved in a positive direction, we should be taking them to court to stop these things. Because again, this Keystone was nowhere on the agenda. And for him to just can all those people based on what? That's something reasonable to go to court and say, why are you doing this? As far as the situation with the wall, you can make the same argument. There was nothing in error for building the wall. And let's not forget, Biden, way back in 2006, when he was still an old man as compared to looking a lot like that scene from Indiana Jones where they say, you chose poorly, and then he turns to dust. It's kind of scary how Biden looks like right before he crumbles. And I'm not making that up. Anyway, take this to court. And this one you can't take to court, guys. Sorry, this one you're going to lose. This one because it's on federal land, and yeah, you're not going to win that one. But this one you could win, and this one you could win. So that's one direction. Now, what do we do as people? Because in the Fandom Menace, we say we're not going to pay to see your horrible movies. We're not going to pay to read your ridiculous comics. We're not going to pay to listen to your stupid protest songs and things of that nature. How do we as American people hold any kind of sway with actions like this? I don't know yet. I don't know because, again, this was out of the blue. This wasn't out of the blue. This is, in a way, this is easy to fix. That's 2022 right there. I mean, that's just run on that on 2022 and boom, it's all back and all fired up and ready to go. Because if you do it proper in 2022, you can get a veto override of enough people elected to do it. So that's how we would take care of that one, is we need people to stand up for it, and we need people to run, and we need those people to win, and then we just do a veto-proof bill, and bam, it's back to the way it was. And considering the havoc that's going to occur in the next 2 years by doing open borders, which he's definitely doing, yeah, I think there will be enough Americans on board to support that. The question is, will they actually be Americans, and will they be actually Americans voting? Because the shenanigans that are going to occur in those 2 years. Anyways, but that's the solution, is get a veto-proof amount of people in office. This one, take them to court. That's all I got for that. If you have ideas for how we can, fight this. I was talking to a girl online last night, and she was saying that we need to make sure that when we fight, we always fight with without violence and with compassion and caring. And I said, if fighting with only compassion and caring worked, Jesus wouldn't have been killed at 33 years old, because he was a pretty caring and compassionate guy. And if fighting with compassion and caring worked, countless others, and I mean countless, there's just probably millions and millions of people who fought the good fight with only compassion and caring, landed up just simply dead. I am Spartacus, dead. And it's like, oh, he's dead because it was 2,000 years ago. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so we're at the beginning of this, and we'll have to see how it works out. But that's what I've got for now, and I will try to interject things at the end of these type of videos of, okay, well, what do we do about it? Because just like the Phantom Menace, and I support their stance, we can't just be a complaint fest. That does nobody any good. I don't make these videos just to vent. Notice I said just. There's a little bit of it in there. I really do make the videos to hopefully persuade some people and encourage other people. We'll see how that works. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the future. We do have at least one more video coming out today before we get our little tushies back to work, because next week may be my last week at work. Thank you, Joe Biden. See you in the future.